Hey everybody, this is Scott and Bethany Palmer, the Money Couple. On a Wednesday.
Wealth Wednesday.
It's a little cloudy, as you can see behind us.
That's right.
But school starts tomorrow, so that means actually there's a lot of sunshine.
That's right. At our household. That's right.
Been an awesome summer, but I think everybody, including us, is ready to go back to a little bit of a routine.
That's right. Routine is always a good thing.
So hey, today we are gonna. Were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say we are so glad to be here. Wealth Wednesdays. Every Wednesday we want to come to you. Well, just about every Wednesday we want to come to you and give you tips to have wealth with your money and wealth with your relationships.
Absolutely.
So we're really excited. You know, we love to see thumbs up. We love to see interaction. So please join us if you can. And if you're looking at this after the fact, hey, make a comment, give a thumbs up as well. We love to hear from you.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to jump right in.
That's right.
And we're kind of talking about something kind of funny and different today, and that is generic brand shopping. Why do some people love the generic brands, whether it's Kirkland at Costco or maybe it's, what is it at Safeway or Albertsons?
I can't remember.
They all have Signature.
Yeah,
it's called Signature.
Yeah.
Why?
Target even has their own brand.
I know. And so why are some people okay with buying generic brands and some hate generic brands? And why are some people always looking for a deal?
Now, why, honey, did this come up this week? We actually were going to talk about this week, but we had something funny happen in our
We're going to bounce
household.
this week's subject bounce to next week. Well,
yes.
I went to Sam's and I saw this amazing deal on 36 paper towel rolls, and I was like, oh my gosh, and they were Bounty, and I love Bounty, the quicker picker upper.
That's right.
If you're familiar with their jingle. And so I was like, are you kidding me? For that price, for 32, I think it was actually 32 rolls, I'm in. It's the biggest bag that you've ever seen. I did not, however, notice when I purchased these that they have Minions all over them. Just
36 rolls of Minions.
This doesn't match our kitchen. Minions doing different things.
They've invaded our home, honey.
First of all, I like Despicable Me, the first one. Got a little old after that. So did the Minions. So, and it's so funny because
36, right?
I didn't even notice that this was an issue until Beth, 3 days later, was like, Scotty, what's up with the Minions on the paper towel? And I'm like, Minions? What are you talking about? What in the Minion are you talking about? Then I looked, and then I was like, I don't think we can really return those because they were on a special sale, and they're purchased now, and the bags are open. So now we have 36 rolls of Minion paper towels, which will be gracing our completely white kitchen with little yellow Minions and their weird little quirky, creepy selves. So anyways, that was a great example of me looking at a deal. Did I do the research? No, because I didn't need to do the research, because guess what? It was the cheapest I've ever seen. But with that cheap purchase actually came a little bit of an issue called Minion invasion in the Palmer household.
Yes.
No thank you. But that led Bethany and I to start discussing, and we started talking about this with our friends, what is the deal with generic brands? And why are some people totally okay with generic brands like myself, or like me, always looking for that good deal? And why do some people just think generic brands are stupid? Let's just be honest. So let's talk a little bit about that. And Beth, why don't you jump in?
Yes. Well, we have kind of a fun story, a family story with us. So when I was growing up, generic brands were not as nice as they are now. They would never have generic brands even today wouldn't have Minions on their thing, but any generic brands, I mean, they're actually really good, and give a thumbs up out there if you like generic brands, because sometimes they're actually made by the same manufacturers. However, for me and us, we have a little backstory to generic brands. Now, when I was growing up, generic brands were really nasty looking. I found these pictures and I was cracking up. Remember this? Any of you out there? Remember red kidney beans, green beans? Your mom coming home with a can of those, or ketchup. It always was white labeled with big black letters. That's my vision of generic brands. And frankly, growing up, they tasted horrible. They were the leftover green beans from the company that was making the good brand, and they were just really, really nasty. Now, my mom, who was a saver security seeker, she would always buy those generic brands, and it would drive me crazy. For those of you who have never taken your money personalities, Savor Security Seeker, or that's a money personality profile that we have. So you got to make sure you know your money personality is really important. But anyway, she would do these, and she would buy, things like this, and it would always be generic brand. And I hated it. They tasted terrible. I remember she'd get generic brand ketchup, and I'd just be like, it just was nasty. She would buy day-old bread. That's just who she is, Savor Security Seeker. And, that's just what she is. So when I got on my own after college, I was like, you know what? I don't like generic brands. I'm never going to buy generic brands. And do you know that my house, a generic brand product did not enter my household. I was single all through my 20s, and so I would buy all my different things, and I would never buy generic brands. I just had this terrible memory of it. It was all about my mom, totally about my mom, but not just about my mom, but just about, I just remember hating those. As a matter of fact, Scott is funny, because Scott's mom would sometimes buy them too, so you got to tell him a quick
Yeah,
face.
so she brought this home for my dad once. That's right. You're probably watching, Dad, and you're probably... I know acid's probably building up in your stomach, but I don't know. You got to know my dad. My dad is a Coors guy. My dad is not only a Coors guy, but he would only buy Coors Banquet beer.
Yes.
And I remember Mom came, and I'm assuming my mom did it as a joke, but I'm not positive.
My mom didn't do it as a joke.
She brought literally a 6-pack of these, and I saw them in the refrigerator, and I'm like, what
Ew.
the heck is that?
Ew.
My dad sipped one and threw the whole 6-pack away. Because like I said, we're from Colorado,
That's right.
and my dad is a Coors Banquet guy. Now, he has branched out with the amazing microbreweries that we have here in Colorado. Just a side note on that
Fat
one.
Tire.
But he loves Fat Tire now, loves Blue Moon,
That's
so...
right.
But at that time, Coors Banquet beer was his beer. So
That's
my
right.
mom bringing home generic beer was just
Well,
and it was disgusting.
Okay, all right. So
all right, moving on.
All that is to say, I rebelled against it. I was never going to do a generic brand. Okay, so Scott and I are married. It's our first week of marriage. We go on our honeymoon. We come to our new home. We're all excited and everything. And Scott's like, I'm going to go to the grocery store and I'm going to stock our refrigerator with all the foods, all the necessities, everything we need. I was like, thanks, honey. That's so awesome. So he comes home and he unloads all of the bags. There must have been, I don't know, maybe
It was a lot.
10
We were
bags.
just setting up a new house.
Yeah, just setting up a new house. This is 19 years ago, but I remember it like it was yesterday. So he's unpacking all the stuff, and I'm like, oh, well, I'll just start unpacking. I start unpacking, and oh no. I take out of the bag sandwich bags. It literally kind of this white, now it's blue because it's a little bit nicer, but this blue box that says sandwich bags on it. And then I bring out all these cleaning supplies, and it's all like, generic window cleaner and all this stuff, and I'm thinking, oh no, it isn't. We are not doing generic brands in this household. And I find myself getting like madder and madder.
She's freaking out.
Everything that I'd come out and finally, I'm just like, okay, how do I talk to him about this? This is just like such a big deal to me. I cannot have generic brands in my house. This is so stupid, I know, but it is who I am. And he's like, finally, he's like, honey, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm not. I can't do generic brands in my house. You just don't understand it. I got all upset. And I was like, all over generic brand products. And he's like, whoa.
I was like, okay,
Whoa.
we won't get generic brands anymore.
Whoa.
But you know what was really interesting about that story is that, hello? Sorry,
There we go.
we lost you for a second. The interesting thing about that was I had no idea. I had no idea that, first of all, this was even going to be an issue. I was shocked that it was an issue.
It meant so much
But a
to
couple
me.
of things that we found out about each other. First of all, we found out about each other, and we see this with couples all the time. You don't always understand the other one's spending habits. And so when your spending habits are the exact opposite of your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, maybe even your mom and dad, it ruffles their feathers. It puts them in a position where they instantly have these defenses come up. Now for me, could have I gotten offended? Yeah, of course I could have.
Like,
could have
what's the big deal?
Yeah, could have I, put some kind of stake in the sand and basically said, we're gonna do generic brands and you just get over it and you get over yourself? No. What I chose to do at that time, and this was even before we had the money personalities, although I was completely dazed and confused by the entire situation, is I said to myself, this is not a battle that I am going to fight. Now, in the back of my mind also, I'm thinking, because I don't want her to mess with my spending, I'm not going to mess with her spending.
That's right.
But the reality is one of the things that we have to get our arms wrapped around as couples, and Beth and I still deal with this. We
Yes.
do not, we do not have this completely figured out ourselves. But we really have to get to a point where what battles when it comes to our money are we going to choose to fight, and what battles aren't we going to choose to fight? What hill are we going to die on, and what hill aren't we going to die on? Where I chose that day was, that's not a hill I'm going to die on. If she wants to spend an extra $7.50 at the grocery store to have Heinz instead of, and the ketchup was the most hilarious because it just had like ketchup written on it. But I was like, fine, what's the big deal? And so one of the things that by understanding your money personalities, by reading your blueprint and getting your arms wrapped around really what's happening with me, and not only that, but what's happening with other people, is going to allow you to give yourself grace in how you deal with money, but also give the people that you're in relationship with grace and how they deal with money. But you have to choose those battles.
Maybe tell them a little bit about, well, he just said blueprint. I thought maybe some of you don't know what that is. We're going to be introducing the new Money and Me blueprint, reintroducing it actually, and we're really excited about it. So stay tuned over the next couple of weeks. Just really understanding yourself, but understanding the person you're married to, and then really choosing your battles. If you are having a cow every time your spouse goes out to eat, and if they have a chicken Caesar salad and it seems expensive to you, is that really a hill you want to die on? I mean,
Right.
Isn't our relationship so much more important than money? I mean, money is killing relationships everywhere, and it's over little things like this. Now, I just had to laugh because Scott saw Bounty paper towels.
So it was name brand.
It was name brand. It was name brand. It was so sweet. But then he came on with the Minions.
Me and the Minions.
We are going to be having Minion paper towels.
So creepy.
For the rest of our life, I
So
swear.
flippin' creepy.
That is so funny. So funny. So all that is to say, really choosing your battles when it comes to money and the discussions that you have on it, and really thinking about the other person and seeing if something is really, really important to them, supporting that, and talking about it in a supportive way can really make the love grow.
Absolutely.
So,
hey, this is Scott and Bethany, the Money Couple.
Yeah.
Our goal here with Wealth Wednesday is not to only make you more prosperous with your money, but to make you more prosperous with your relationships. So
That's
today,
right.
we went a little off on a rabbit trail, did
We
some
did.
minion invasion at our house.
give some comments. We
But,
want to hear
yeah,
what
we'd
you
love to hear
do. You buy
back.
generic brands? Do you think that I'm like so ridiculous?
I'm sure she offended some of you.
Probably.
And
Sorry.
that's okay.
Oh, well.
You will never convince her otherwise.
No.
So anyways, hey, you guys are great. Thank you for being part of our Love and Money community. Thank you for being part of Wealth Wednesdays. We'll see you around. We'll see you often. And as always, make it happen.